of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors. Welcome to Houses and Homes with dynamic realtor Jerry Cahalan. Each week we will showcase new and innovative ideas to improve the value of your home in today's complicated market. Realtor Jerry is a licensed realtor in Palm Beach County and brings years of experience in many different real estate platforms. Today's show is being live streamed on Realtor Jerry's website, www.sellinsouthflorida.com. And all properties and shows are archived so you can watch and learn in the future this message this powerful show will bring. If you're looking to buy, sell, or rent, go to sellinsouthflorida.com or call 561-267-4499. And Realtor Jerry will help your dream become a reality. Now, let's get ready for Houses and Homes. Here's Jerry.
Good morning, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. My name is Jerry Cahalan. I'm a realtor at Exit Realty Premier in Lake Worth. My number is 561-267-4499. You can call me anytime with any real estate needs you may have, whether it's buying, selling, or renting. I'm definitely available. The phone number to call in to the studio is 888-721-0074. My guest for today's show called out sick, so we won't have a guest in today. It's not a problem. I have plenty of things to cover on today's show anyway. But if you do want to call in and talk about any of the topics that we're covering today, or if you want to go over anything that has to do with buying or selling real estate, please give me a call. Once again, it's 888-721-0074. Now, if you're on the web and you're looking to find out more information about buying and selling, you can go to my website, which is sellinsouthflorida.com. That's sellinsouthflorida.com. You can fill out the contact information at the bottom of the front page, and I'll get right back to you. And if you also want to go to that website and watch today's show, it is being broadcast live here from 7:40 a.m. It's on the web at my website as well. Just click on the Watch the Show tab, and you can see the entire production as it continues. Now, that website is built by the good folks at Tom Beck's Media. Tom Beck's has taken over creating that website for me. If you do have any website needs, anything to do with the web at all, I suggest tombecksmedia.com. They are certainly there to help you out and help you reach your needs. Now, we're going to take a little bit of a look at what's going on out there in real estate news right now. A big bomb got dropped last week about houses that are underwater. Underwater being houses that people owe more on than they're worth, which is pretty common for everything that went on here. But a little bit closer look goes over what's known as deeply underwater houses, and that is houses that have got more than 25% more loans on them than they do dollars in them. So a house that is someone owes $200,000 on is worth $150,000, or they owe $300,000 on and they're worth $225,000. In Florida right now, when the report came out, 34% of the houses were deeply underwater. That's a tremendous number. Across the board, 19% in the country is what's listed, but here in Florida, 34%, second to only Nevada, which is at 38%. If you're facing that right now and you don't know exactly what you're going to do, well, you're not alone, and that's okay. We can help you out with that. Actually, next week's guest is going to be talking all about short sales. Short sales is it's an interesting subject. We're going to have an expert short seller on that's going to be here to help you and answer questions on that. But if you are facing that, if you've got $25,000 in loans, $250,000 in loans, and your place is worth $175,000, you're definitely going to want to tune in next week for that. I was looking at some houses actually a couple days ago for someone who's interested in buying, and we were looking at a house that was listed at $125,000. Which is a reasonable value, and the original loans on these, I looked at the history on it, and this house had sold for $184,000 in 2005, and now that they're just trying to get out of it at 1.25. So if you're in that same boat, you're definitely going to want to tune into next week's show to find out a little bit more about how you're going to be able to get out of that, and we'll be here to help you out with that. If you're out looking at houses right now, or you're going to be out later today or tomorrow, and you want more information on the house that's right in front of you, one of the most difficult things when you are out looking around is to sit in front of a house and wonder about it, and wonder what's inside, and what the value is, and what it's made of, and all the other stuff that you'd be curious about. Well, the easy solution is to take out your phone and text the word Jerry, Jerry, to 32323. Now, when you do that, a mobile app will be delivered right to your text message, and you can download that, and that'll give you the information on the house right in front of you and other houses in the area, what they cost, what they're going for. So you just pull up your text message and text the word Jerry, Jerry, to 32323, and you'll have that mobile app right in your hand. And when it comes down to reliability, when it comes down to having the information, that's connected directly to the MLS. So the information is up to date. Some of the other sites out there they'll lag behind a bit, and a house that you're interested in will have sold 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago. This is as up to date as it gets, so you can certainly do that. If you're looking for more information about the show or about me personally, you can find my webpage on Facebook. It's just Jerry Exit FL. You can go to my website and click on the Facebook tab, and that'll bring you right there as well. I'm going to take a look at a featured property. I talked about this one a little bit last week. I want to talk a little bit about it more today. This is a fantastic property on the Wellington line. I'm going to sell this property, and I'm going to sell it right here on my show. One of my listeners, one of you out there, is going to buy this house. Now, it's listed at $659. It's on the Wellington. It's like 4 minutes from the Wellington line. You can't beat it. But when you look at what it actually is, it's a 2.5 acre property, and you've got to it's almost like a small lake right off your porch. The inside of it's got 4 bedrooms, 2.5 bathrooms, got a 3-car garage. It's got the screened-in patio, the 2-tier wood deck. It is an amazing property. Everything in there is just done up as much as you could ever do. When you move in, you're not going to want to change a thing on it. You got the dual sinks and the whirlpool tub in the master bathroom, everything that you could want. And at $659, this property is priced to go. I want you to go to go to my Facebook page, and you can find that through my website, sellinsouthflorida.com, and you'll see this property. And I want you to call me on it today or tomorrow, so we can go take a look at it, because it's Wellington living, but not Wellington prices. Real tough to go wrong with that. One thing we're going to talk about today is the for sale by owner craze. For sale by owner is a fantastic idea as long as you're not trying to sell a house. Okay, I remember back when I was buying a new car, I thought, I brought my car to the dealership, and they said, well, we'll give you this for it. And I thought, well, it's worth a lot more than that. And they said, well, we've got to do this and we've got to do that. And I said, I'll just sell it myself. Don't worry about it. So I put it in my front yard, and I put a sign on it, and 3 months later, I brought it back to the dealership and said, all right, well, what are you giving me for it? Because I couldn't sell it. The reason I couldn't sell it was because I didn't know anything about selling cars. And on top of that, no one even knew I was selling it, because in order to know it, you'd have to be driving past my house. The same thing goes with selling houses. Now, there are probably 7 to 8 billion realtors in Palm Beach County. They're professionals. Okay, we are professionals. When you're looking at selling your house by yourself, the first thing you think is, I'm going to save the commission. I'm not going to pay those guys that money. They're not going to get my cash. So I'm going to price it less to make it move quickly. I was talking to a guy last week, and he said, well, I've sold 3 houses by myself already. I sold 2 of them to friends of mine, and 1 of them I sold in 3 days. I said, well, if you sold your house in 3 days, you priced it far too low. Okay? If it goes on the market and flies off the market that quickly, it was priced poorly. Now, how do people sell their houses? How do the for sale by owner people get their property out there? Well, the first thing they do is they put a sign in their yard. And everybody who's not driving by that house doesn't see that sign. They never see it. So they don't know that it's available. They also sell it by listing on the internet. They'll put it on Google. They'll put it on Twitter. They'll put it on YouTube. Well, as a realtor, I can tell you this. When someone calls me and says, I'm looking for a house, can you show me what's out there available? I'm not going to look on Craigslist to find that house. Okay? I'm going to the MLS because that's where we list them. That's where we sell them. Of the houses that were listed for sale by owner, compared to how many houses were sold total, 9% of all houses were listed for sale by owner and sold. Now, of that 9%, 40% were sold to people that were friends or family members of the people who bought it. So you're looking at really at 5.4%. If you think about 95% of the market not going to come buy your house, well, that's a pretty good reason in itself if you're serious about selling it. Some people aren't serious about selling their house, and they just put it up for sale by owner just because they want to see if someone will buy it. And that happens. I've done that. But when it comes down to actually wanting to sell your house, you want a professional. We're professionals because we know what we're doing. We're professionals because we've studied, we've passed the tests. We have the connections that are needed. If you're for sale by owner and someone comes and says, I want to buy that house from you, but I got to get a mortgage first. Where are you going to send them? Who are you going to send them to? I was out showing a house yesterday, and the guy said, I love this house, Jerry. This house is fantastic. I want to buy it. Do you know who I can get lending from? Do you know who I can use to get a mortgage? I said, absolutely. You call Jason Farrell at Supreme Lending. It's that quick. It's that easy. If you're looking for a mortgage, all you have to do is get in contact with Jason Farrell, because Jason Farrell gets it done. And I know that because I'm in real estate. If you are looking to get a mortgage, jason.farrell@supremelending.com will be able to help you out with that. If it can be done, Jason Farrell will get it done. And that's the information that I give to my buyers. When a buyer comes to your house and you're for sale by owner, you don't have that resource. Now you do, but in general you don't. So you don't know where to send them. Who are you going to use for a title company? Do you have one? Do you know any title companies? Do you know anything about title companies? Probably not, but we do as realtors. The most difficult things that face the for sale by owner people in general, are understanding and performing the paperwork. What contracts do you use? Are your contracts good? Are they legal? Did you draw it up on the back of a receipt yesterday and think 2 signatures make a contract? They might, but there's a lot that you're leaving yourself out on. Another thing that faces you that's really difficult is pricing it properly. I can perform a CMA, a comparative market analysis. I can do one in 10 minutes. It's not going to be exact. It's a quick CMA, but it can give you general value of what your house is worth. As a for sale by owner, you don't have the access. You don't have the records. We have them, and we can do them. If you price it wrong, if you price it too high, no one's ever going to buy it. If you price it too low, you're cutting yourself out of thousands or possibly tens of thousands of dollars in profit. Yeah, you saved yourself on commission if you actually got it sold, but in general, the amount of money that you cost yourself, certainly not worth it. What about getting your house ready to sell? Do you know how to stage it properly? Do you know where you want to put things to make it look like it's supposed to look? Are you supposed to have it full of furniture? Are you supposed to have it empty? How does the yard look? Did you make the yard look as it's supposed to make the potential buyers who are coming through want to buy your house? Now here's the other one that a lot of people don't think about. Who's going to answer your phone when people call? When you're at work at 3 o'clock in the afternoon and someone calls your for sale by owner sign, you're at work. It goes to your voicemail. You know what? They're going to call someone else. They're going to call a different house. They called, you weren't around. They'll call someone else. When they call me, because I'm the one that's selling your house, I answer the phone. I answer the phone at 3 in the afternoon. I answered at 8 o'clock in the morning. I was on the phone last night at 10:30 with a woman who's looking to buy a house. And if they were calling you at 10:30 and you'd already gone to bed, well, they're gonna look somewhere else. The most difficult thing, of course, is to attract the buyers. Where are you going to get them? You going to spend the money to put it in the newspaper? Are you going to spend the money to put it on the web? Are you going to spend the time and the effort to get it right? The most difficult thing is look who you're competing against. Professionals. People who spend their entire lives buying and selling houses. I work 12, 14 hours a day buying and selling houses for my clients. Okay, I help them buy, I help them sell. It's what I do. It's my job. Don't make it your job. If you're a for sale by owner, you really have to think about that. The amount of people who are going to see your house, the amount of people who are going to stop by, the amount of looky-loos you're going to have to deal with, the phone calls, the aggravation, the paperwork, the lending, all the things involved with that. That's why realtors exist. That's why we're here to help you. So if you're thinking more about being for sale by owner, think again. You know what? Give me a call. My number is 561-267-4499. You can call me at 6 o'clock in the morning. You can call me at 11 o'clock at night. Or you can call me when normal people normally would, which would be before or after those hours. And I'll get your house listed, and I'll get your house sold. If I have your house listed, you know what? We'll talk about it right here on this on this show. Not only here on the air, but on the web as well. Just like this house in Wellington that I'm talking about these days. It's not actually in Wellington. It's 4 miles from the Wellington line. But at 659, it's a tropical oasis. You got to see it to even understand what it's all about. You know, but selling a home's a full-time job. Realtors have buyers and sellers. We know where to look. And when we're selling it, we look in the MLS because we look to other realtors. We're not going to call you to find out about your place. We're not looking in your front yard to see if you're selling your house. Our time is valuable. We're not going to spend the time chasing you down to find out about it. The most interesting fact about for sale by owners, 31% of the people who are for sale by owner are not marketing their property at all. They're not doing anything with it. They feel good going to bed at night saying, you know what, I'm for sale by owner. I'm going to keep that extra commission money. I've got a sign in my front yard. Someone's going to buy it. I was actually out at a listing appointment a couple of days ago, and across the street from where I was, there was a for sale by owner sign in the front yard. It was an orange sign with black Sharpie marker with facts written on it. And this is a rural road. They probably, outside of the people who live on the road, there can't be 20 cars that drive down in a day. How many people are going to stop in and buy that house? My guess is I'm going to sell the house that I went on the listing appointment for 10 times faster than the house across the street is even going to sell, and even if it ever does. And, well, most likely what's going to happen is what usually happens. In about 3 months, they're going to give in, and then they're going to call me, and I'm going to sell it. Don't waste your time. Do it now. There's an interesting thing that came around yesterday. I actually got an email from Jason Farrell at Supreme Lending, and it was talking about the National Housing Survey. With good old Fannie Mae doing their National Housing Survey, and they're finding out what people think about today's market. And sometimes public opinion doesn't dictate much, but in the case of this, it certainly does. What people think is going to happen with the real estate market, their confidence in it, can be a big factor overall. Now, the email that was sent to me from Jason Farrell said Fannie Mae's December National Housing Survey asked consumers to look into tomorrow and see what they thought of what's going to happen. 49% of the people that were surveyed believe that house prices are going to go up in the next 12 months. And that's up from where it was last year. Now, the price increase, people expect it to go up well over 3% as opposed to below 3%, which makes a difference as well. The best part about it is 33% of the people that were polled believe that now is a good time to sell, as opposed to last year at this time when they asked the same question, when only 21% of the people thought that right now was a good time to sell. And it's a difficult struggle that you may face as a homeowner. When is the best time to sell? Houses, just like the stock market, you have to be realistic about it. You're never going to get the very top. You're never going to get it exactly right. If you wait too long, you missed it. it's gone. Prices are headed down. Back when the crash was coming, people were thinking, well, no, I'm going to hold on to my house. I'm not going to sell this one for $400 because in X amount of time it's going to be worth $450. I'm going to hang on. And so they waited 6 months, and then they couldn't sell it for $400. But they priced it at $400, which was too high because it was only worth $350. And then they waited to drop the price, and then they dropped it to $350, but now it was worth $325, and no one was buying that one. And then no one was buying any houses, and next thing you know, here they are sitting in there. One of those people I was talking about earlier that is so underwater they have no hope outside of a short sell of getting out of it. Don't try to time the market. If you're thinking about selling, do it now. Okay, you're thinking about selling your house and buying the next one. Well, if you sell a house for $400, if you want to sell your house for $400, and you want to buy a house for $500, well, if you wait, the percentage it goes up, you actually end up paying more for the other house. Random numbers just thrown out. Let's say you were hoping for a 10% bump on your house. So instead of selling it for $400, you want to sell it for $440. Well, the house that you were going to buy that was going to be for $500, now it's $550. That's negative $10K on your side. But more importantly, even more important than that, is the mortgage rates. Okay, when the housing market comes back, the mortgage rates go up. That's how it goes. When the housing market is terrible, mortgage rates, they're going to go down. Right now, rates are headed up. Now, they're not skyrocketing. You're not going to wake up in the morning and find out that FHA loans are at 8%. Okay, that's not going to happen. They're moving up slowly, but they are moving up. In 6 months, they're most likely, I'm not Nostradamus, I can't tell you exactly, but most likely rates are going to be up. They're going to be higher. And so when you wait to sell your house, to buy the next one, when you go to get that mortgage, it's probably going to cost you more. That's the difference between now and then. Right now is the perfect time to buy. It's almost even between buyers and sellers. So when you get in, you sell your house, you buy the next one, you get a good mortgage rate. What more could you want? It's the time right now. Now, if you are interested in selling your house, I think it's a fantastic idea. I want to promote your house on this radio show. I want to promote your house on my Facebook page. I want to promote it on my Twitter account, and I want to promote it on the MLS so you can get that house sold. I want you to go to my website, sellinsouthflorida.com, and I want you to fill out the contact information at the bottom. All you got to tell me is your name, your phone number, your email address, and we'll take it from there. Now, when you do that, we'll get your house up, we'll get it sold, we'll get you into the next one, we'll price it right, we'll take care of all the paperwork, all the things that drive down the for sale by owners, we're going to boost it up. And all you have to do is just go to that website, sellinsouthflorida.com, and we will make sure that we'll make sure that we get that completely taken care of. Now, one thing that I'm doing right now that I just started is I'm a big fan of the United States military. Without the United States military, Lord knows where we would be. If you are in the active U.S. military, if you're retired U.S. military, if someone in your immediate family is active U.S. or retired U.S. military, I'll sell your house for a discount. Okay, it's not going to be for free, but and the buyer side will still get their commission. My commission, I will cut my commission to sell your house. The military discount will go on for as long as I'm selling houses, and we'll get your house and we'll get it sold, because without the U.S. military, again, who knows where we would be. I'm actually also working on a fundraiser right now with a couple of people in the industry, and I'm going to have more information on that as it gets closer. But we're going to look to raise some funds for Got Your Six. If you're familiar with Got Your Six, or if you're not familiar with it, when guys and girls come back from being overseas, from being in the military, it's difficult to adjust to today's world. I mean, I can even remember when I went back as a freshman in college, when I went back to my parents' house for Christmas break. That was a major adjustment for me. When these people come back, when these great men and women of our military come back from being overseas, adjustment is difficult. It's a very hard time for them. And Got Your Six raises money to help them assimilate back into society. So I'm going to have a fundraiser with some people in the industry and some business leaders in Palm Beach County that will we're going to raise some money for that. So that's going to be very beneficial for everybody. Now, when you are thinking about home insurance, it's another very touchy subject around here. A lot of people have citizens' home insurance, and that's being sent out to the private sector. We're not sure, you're not sure exactly who to call to see what the different rates are. The insurance agent that I recommend most is a man named Paul Sattler. It's Sattler, Paul Sattler at insuranceexpress.com. Paul will take care of all your needs. Paul is he's a pro. He's been in insurance pretty much forever, and Paul can take care of all of your insurance needs, whether it's finding out more about the crazy things that are going on with flood insurance right now, or if you are dealing overall with just wondering if there are better rates out there, or if you're with Citizens. Call Paul Sattler, okay? His number is 866-646-6930, 866-646-6930, and Paul will be able to help you out with that, to give you all the information that you're going to need when it comes to having more information about that. Now, we're going to be wrapping up the show now. Don't forget to go to my website, which is sellinsouthflorida.com, sellinsouthflorida.com. If you are sitting with your mobile phone in your hand, just text the word Jerry, Jerry, to 32323. It'll put my mobile app in your hand. If you want to give me a call and find out anything that you need to know about real estate, all you have to do is just dial 561-267-4499, 561-267-4499 with any questions you may have. If you want to buy, if you want to sell, if you just want to chat about real estate, give me a call, 561-267-4499. And once again, for your mortgage needs, anything that has to do with lending, make sure that you email Jason Farrell. It's jason.farrell, Farrell, at supremelending.com. Now, the other thing that I would like you to do, have a great day, everybody.
You've been listening to Realtor Jerry, and he has shared his views on how to survive in today's real estate market. Join Jerry next week and learn that buying right makes the difference. Realtor Jerry will bring you more concepts and ideas and wants to hear from you next week. Remember, go to Jerry's website, www.sellinsouthflorida.com, and see our archive shows to learn more. The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were strictly those of its hosts, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
My mama told me, son, always be a good boy, don't ever play with guns, but I shot a man in Reno.
This